Good morning. I am headed to the Atlanta Digital Summit 2018. This will be my third year attending. It's a really awesome conference for marketers, salespeople, anybody really in charge of content. Looking at the agenda, I'm also excited because there's a lot of sessions on AI, chatbots, just everything that's coming. AR, VR, starting to open up those conversations to people so that they can start planning and preparing to be ready to implement them into their content strategy. So we're taking a quick break from the content strategy session, and it's really interesting. A lot of times these things will start off talking about things that you know because this is your profession and you study it and you do it every day, but then there's always some extra information and just reinforcement sort of to remind you of what you need to be focused on with your content strategy. So I'm always making sure that I'm not writing off a session because, I already know that. There's always something new to learn. There's always something fresh happening. So really excited about today. We'll go back in about 10 minutes.
If your host and MC happen to be in like some really mysteriously yet somewhat sexy position and you wanted to tag a minute, feel free. There you go, pal. Thank you, sir.
Day one at the conference is down. I'm headed now to the next event. It's another summit on tech tools for small business owners. So pretty excited about that. Headed to day two, the Digital Summit Atlanta. Day one was amazing. It was a lot of great information. Went to the morning workshop on content strategy. It in part reinforced some things that I knew, and then also, I learned some stuff that I didn't know. So that's always great. And the Walker Legacy PayPal event was fantastic. It was very inspiring to be in a room full of other entrepreneurs, to hear their story, hear about some of their challenges and how they overcame them. And that's just always a good mood, a good time to be around a lot of people you feel at home, especially when people are being very candid and honest about their journey. This morning my journey was a little rough. It's so funny. Before I had kids, I always assumed that mommy guilt was only applicable to very extreme circumstances, like, if the mother traveled a great deal, or if they never saw each other. I didn't really realize that it could apply to very simple, minor situations that, in the moment feel very extreme. This morning, my daughter was not in a very good mood. She didn't want to get up. She ended up having to get up earlier than normal, not by much, but to hear her say, she wanted to rest more, and then, she wasn't happy about getting up, and she didn't want to eat breakfast, and she got a little naughty, so she got a pop. It was just this whole thing of feeling. And then in my mind, I'm like, oh, you're an awful mom. You're waking her up super early. You haven't seen her very much in the last couple of days. It's just all this stuff that you know in your right mind that this is just life. But in the moment, you just feel like this guilt. So I'm trying to get my attitude right, and focus on really taking advantage of the second day of the conference and trying to get a little bit of work done in between. So we have a couple of client deals on the table. I need to review some of the agreements and terms and run it by our attorney. But it's exciting. Business is growing. We're working on just more branding, more marketing, more presentations, more anything to create awareness that falls in line with our brand and our mission. I'm really excited about. So it should be a good day. Digital Summit now. It was day 2. A lot of great information, a lot of stuff about Facebook, email marketing automation, of course AI, VR, but definitely leaving with some tactical advice that I can implement for the agency as well as for my clients. And I'm really excited about all the changes that are happening with digital. You know, it's a very dynamic industry, and it's an opportunity to either propel your business or stay stagnant and die. It's happening faster than most people think. I think that people still feel they have time to adjust or time to get familiar with. And now is the time really for execution, not arbitrarily, but just really putting the resources and the effort behind understanding a digital strategy for your business. The days of thinking your client is not on social are like completely over. Like everybody is on social, or there are enough of your target that you need to be paying attention to social. So I'm really excited to share what I learned and really wrap up this week. I'm tired. But also good news. I'm like 90%, 95% on the way of closing new business. So that's really exciting. And I'm headed home to cuddle with my baby and wrap up this day. I am here at Intelligent Offices getting ready to do an after-hours lunch and learn with the Women's Chamber of Commerce. Going to be talking about digital marketing strategies that you can implement today to grow and nurture your leads. I always really enjoy speaking and any sort of presentation. My goal is always to provide value and things that people can leave with and implement right away. So I'm really excited to talk to this group. And I think it should be good. You know, it's not the traditional 12 o'clock in the middle of the day lunch and learn. So I'm hoping afterwards to definitely do a lot more Q&A, to be able to answer some questions that maybe are specific to their businesses or industries. So it should be really exciting. Wrapped up my presentation with the Women's Chamber of Commerce, talking about digital marketing strategies people can use to grow their business, grow their leads, nurture their leads. It was a really great group. I had a great time. I always love talking, presenting. I met some phenomenal people, and it was just, you know, an opportunity to really exchange and to talk about what's going on specifically in their business and how digital marketing can help. Also, you know, reinforcing the fact that there are no shortcuts with this. I'm usually very candid about that in any type of presentation that I do. And really just helping people understand that, you know, while this is a lot, it's very exciting, and this is the way that it is. So the best you can do is try to learn as much as you can and implement it and just stay consistent, because it does work. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work, but it definitely works. Now I'm headed home. My baby is probably already asleep right now, but I'll get some cuddles in the morning. You need to check in the phones and the lights. Yeah. I missed you today. You were still up. Did the thunder scare you? You feel safe now? Yeah. Are we gonna cuddle in the morning? I love you. You want me to take your bed? So I actually ended up being able to tuck my baby in tonight. So that made me feel really good. I was able to get a contract finalized, which is new business, so yay for that. The other thing that I wasn't able to record, and I failed to mention earlier, was a meeting I had with a organization that does small business loans, and they have a relationship with the We Atlanta cohort that I'm a part of. And, initially I wasn't going to take the one-on-one meeting with them because, they help you find loans, and I just kind of assumed that I wouldn't do one. So in the spirit of trying to be open during this experience with the incubator, I scheduled the one-on-one, not really even knowing what to talk about. I went in, and after talking to the lady 20 minutes, it just really changed my thinking for long term. I think one of the big things that I've struggled with so far is not having enough long-term vision, and so making decisions based on what the here and now is and not necessarily what could be, and how to prepare for that. And she was open to having that conversation. I was just very candid with her, and I let her know, I don't even know how this meeting would be applicable to me. And she just helped me really peel back the layers and figure it out. So I share that to say, be open to knowing what you don't know. That's a piece of advice somebody gave me when I got into this. And that's always been a struggle for me, is thinking that I have the answers and not being willing to see it from a different way. So I guess that's my lesson and tip for the day. I am exhausted. I'm going to turn in. But, the other thing too, I think this vlog has been really therapeutic. I hope I'm getting better. I don't know what better really means, but it's definitely getting easier to record. I mean, the first time you walk out in public with a camera in your face, it can certainly be awkward. But I'm definitely getting better about communicating with a camera and kind of documenting my story. And that's the whole purpose of this. So I hope to do more, and I hope you stay tuned.